Pisces, hello, and welcome to your October 2020 tarot reading. My name is Tessa, and this is Tessa's Tarot. Welcome to my channel. How are you guys today? How has it been going these past few months? I do have some announcements to make before I jump into your tarot reading. I am going to be incorporating oracle cards, so I'm really excited about that. I got this oracle deck yesterday in the mail. Finally ordered it from Amazon. I've been wanting to order it for a while, and I am not disappointed. I mean, I've only had it for a day, and I just started using them last night, but the moment I put them in my hands, the moment I opened them from their package and put them in my hands, I loved them instantaneously. It was like magic. Instant connection. I looked through like the first 4 cards, and I'm like, yep, this is it. This is the winner. Just the images. It's just a really beautiful deck. I love the images. Definitely has that vintage vibe. Kind of a ghostly, like remnants of a spiritual past kind of vibe. And I like that, and it's just one word on the card. And I really felt connected to them instantly. So I'm excited to start incorporating oracle cards into my tarot readings. So that's going to be happening from this point forward. I do have other oracle cards that I do love, and I will use them with the different kinds of YouTube tarot readings. But for these main monthly zodiac signs, I'm probably going to stick with my Vintage Wisdom Oracle. And then for the tarot cards, it's going to be Influence of the Angels, which is my favorite tarot deck. Okay, so that's one announcement. My other announcement is that if you are a returning subscriber, and you've been following me since I started my journey on YouTube in June, I do apologize for not having a September 2020 tarot reading up on YouTube. I just couldn't get around to it. It was just literally, it would have been really overwhelming if I had tried to do it, because I had moved my grandma to Chicago from Vegas, and there was just too much that I needed to do in the month of September, just kind of getting everything together and getting everything in order. But I am really happy to be doing these October readings. I'm happy to be back on track. I'm happy that I finally found the right setup for my tarot table, because it is in my bedroom and I had to move it around a couple of times. I had to try a couple different things that just wasn't working out for me. So this setup is the best for me. It is the best for me, okay? And it's the best for the channel. So hopefully it works out for you guys as well. I also got a new webcam, which is working out much better than my old webcam. So I'm feeling really good about everything. I'm feeling like things are kind of back to, back on path, back on track. So yeah, that's pretty much all the announcements that I have. We're gonna jump into this reading pretty soon, right now, and see what's going on for you Pisces for October 2020. Let's see what is going on with my Pisces. I did change the spread a little bit, so I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards, and then we're going to pull 3 tarot cards for each oracle card, okay? So let's see what we got going on for you guys. So we have Harmony. Harmony, okay, connecting to the stars here. Power. Haven't seen this card yet. Very beautiful. I'm going to swoon over these cards for this particular reading, and then by November 2020 it'll be like, oh, okay. And then we have Hope. Such beautiful cards. I don't want to bring it out of focus. We have Harmony, Power, and Hope. Okay. All right. So considering maybe something that you have been... let's see how I can best put this. It looks like you're looking, I don't know how else to say this that doesn't sound cliche. You're looking towards the stars for answers, okay? You're trying to look a little bit deeper to kind of figure out how to bring harmony back into your life, okay? I do feel like you're in a pretty good place right now. And when I say what I mean by that specifically is that you are in harmony with your deeper self and with your higher self. Okay. Now, there's a big difference between being in harmony with your deeper self and your higher self and being in this power energy. This power energy is like harnessing your higher self and your inner self in its fullest capacity to where it almost like transcends your own self-awareness. Okay? So when we are in this energy of full-blown power, when we're in this element of power, it's almost like channeling the energy of God, you know, and acting as like we are gods on earth. And you really kind of come forward in your fullest, most potent, energetic potential, stamina, everything. Like it's a very dynamic energy. And the only thing that I can say about this energy right now, especially with it being in your recent past, is that if you're not careful, because it does have the tendency to become a very egotistical energy, and it does have the tendency to create maybe create some imbalances around you. Okay? So whenever someone is in their full power, depending on what is going on around them in the moment, it can create some disbalance, it can create disharmony, especially if that full potent energy is not being used to maybe like lift, or it's not being distributed properly. Okay, so that's the best way to kind of explain that. I am going to pull tarot cards to clarify and to see what exactly it is, but I feel like currently you're a little bit more balanced within yourself, you know, like instead of you're accepting that there is something greater than you, instead of you thinking that you're the greatest and you coming forward with this like I am the superior kind of power, because that is what I get from this card, this power card. Power card can be a very, very egotistical, very self-driven, and I'm just going to be flat out, and I'm just going to get straight to the point. There's a difference between confidence, there's a different, and power. There's a difference between being morally grounded and power. There's a difference between, you know, being a leader and power. Okay, power is usually a very it can be a very destructive kind of card. I was about to shuffle this as if I was shuffling the Oracle deck. It can be self-destructive as well as destructive to others. But we're going to see. We're going to see. I find the power card actually really, really fascinating, because I can only imagine that maybe some other people don't see it the same way. Some people see power as a good thing and see power as very, you know, progressive and forward thinking. And, you know, when you're in your power, like, no one can fuck with you, you know. But I think that it is a... I think that power has the capacity to help and to heal, but also to destroy. Okay, so let's see what the tarot cards say. And then for the future, we have your hope card. Okay, so it looks like you're a little bit more, you know, you're having hopes. You're having hopes and dreams and visions for the future, for something to go a certain way. You want something to go a certain way. And the other thing about power, I feel like, you know, because, okay, no one is greater than God. Okay, no one is greater than God. So if you take that energy, if you take that power energy, if you take that God energy and try to make it your own and try to establish dominion over others, what's going to happen is God, or the universe, or the spirit, the great spirit, is going to come around and knock you on your feet, you know, because there is a greater web. There is a greater web of things. There is a much bigger picture at play. Okay? And this is the universal energy. This is that God energy. This is the link that connects everybody and doesn't place anyone above anybody else. Okay? So God is always going to come around and, you know, humble your ass. All right, so the Two of Swords flew out. So that card wanted to come out. We're going to see what's going on. Two of Swords, this is Moon in Libra. And then we have the Seven of Cups. This is Venus in Scorpio. And then we have the Justice card. This is Libra. We are currently in Libra season. Today is the beginning of the fall equinox. We also have the King of Swords, Aquarius. This is air energy. We have the King of Cups, Scorpio, water energy. And we have the Empress, planet Venus, major arcana. Wow. We have the Eight of Swords, Jupiter in Gemini. We have the Ten of Wands, Saturn in Sagittarius. And we have the Judgment card, another major arcana. And this is Pluto, planet Pluto. Very interesting that this Judgment card showed up in this position. It's kind of like exactly opposite of the Power card. And the Power, Power is representative of the planet Pluto, okay? And that's why whenever Pluto starts doing its, you know, transits in astrology, that starts doing its thing in astrology. I know I'm calling it its thing. I'm not a licensed astrologist, so I don't want to get too into the depths of what Pluto is doing right now in our solar system. If you want to do more research on what the planets are up to in 2020, because I promise you, it's like opening Pandora's box. Okay, 2020 is just has been a Pandora's box for the astrological planets. Okay, they've been doing all sorts of crazy shit. So if you want to do some research on that, go ahead. But what I can tell you is that Pluto, the planet Pluto, is representative, and Pluto is still a planet in astrology, okay? So, it's a planet. On this channel, it's a planet. And Pluto represents judgment, okay? Pluto represents power, sex. It represents, you know, transformation, inner struggles, things that are going on, like kind of like battling yourself, fighting yourself, trying to understand your higher self so you don't get stuck in this intense kind of need to control everything. Because when you become stuck in the need to control everything around you all the time, it creates, you end up being forced to break your own structure down and view your higher self, a higher self that is connected to everything else around you, a higher self that's not just like, this is my higher self and this is everybody else. Getting in touch with your higher self is about acknowledging that you are connected to a greater web and that you are not above anybody else. That is what getting in touch with your higher self means. If you don't go through that gate, if you don't go through that portal to where you understand the greater web and the greater connection in life, you're going to continue to get knocked down, and you're going to continue to go through transformations and struggles. And you know what? I mean, transformation, we're always going through transformation, because no matter what, even someone who does think that they've reached their highest self, even someone who is like on, you know, the 15th vibrational energy field, whatever, I just made that up. Like, you know, there's always going to be things, there's always going to be lessons to learn in life. So, because life is always evolving, okay? Life is always evolving, life is always unfolding, so there's always going to be like a new story, a new situation, something that's going to happen that's going to kind of challenge us. So, okay, so all right, Pisces. So it does, okay, so it does look like, you know, you have been dealing with some burdens and some anxiety, and you're feeling a little tied down by something, but it looks like you are hoping to reach this higher self. It looks like you are kind of looking to your spirit guides, and you're looking to your higher self to guide you. Because but you know what, with this power card in your recent past, and with this King of Swords and King of Cups here, this air and water energy, and then the Empress over here, like, you really, I feel like you harnessed this power that you were harnessing, this sense of control that you were harnessing. You did reach a level. You did kind of reach this new level where you were able to connect with the spiritual realm. You were able to connect with your, with a greater vision, okay? You were able to connect with a greater vision because you are very powerful, Pisces. You have spiritual power. You're very powerful in your spirituality and in your connection to the divine. It's just a matter of learning how to balance and harmonize it. Okay, like this girl over here is holding this harp, You know, it's kind of more just about learning how to strum the notes and use the music in a way that is going to be beneficial for you and for the people around you. It's like about harnessing. It's about using it wisely and not getting so caught up in like the shiny objects, because, you know, I have to be honest, like looking at these, it does kind of feel like you might be a little all over the place. Okay, so this is your current energy, and it's like, you know, I feel like you're kind of in, you know, you're kind of dreaming a little bit. You're kind of in La La Land a little bit, and you're trying to make a decision. You have a decision you need to make, especially with this Two of Swords, this Moon in Libra. And you're trying to decide, but it's like you have all these different options with the Seven of Cups over here. You're looking at all these different options, and maybe they all look shiny, and you don't know which one to pick. But it looks like you don't end up picking anything. It looks like it's like all you're doing, it's like you're in your head. I feel like you're in your head a lot, and it's like you just want things to be done for you. I feel like you just want the world to work in your favor magically. I'm gonna be honest, that is what I'm seeing here. It's like you just want your spiritual power to be recognized so the world can just work in your favor all the time. But because like the way that the cards are coming out, like it doesn't show me that there's any action. I don't see action being taken on your part to do things. It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of just harnessing the power and thinking and presenting yourself as a powerful being and presenting yourself as an empress and flashing all these different ideas and options, but not actually doing anything about it. And just kind of like hoping that the world is going to create the justice that you seek. And, you know, I mean, it could be a form of divination, you know, like a mental alchemy. You know, I feel like there's a lot of mental alchemy going on over here. And then with this Eight of Swords, it's like and it's interesting because with this Eight of Swords, she's also holding a harp. And she's strumming her string, but like she's kind of stuck. But she's not really stuck. It's like she created that position for herself. She can actually get out of that position whenever she wants. So she's just like, oh, I'm just going to strum my thing and wait for somebody else to free me when you could free yourself. It's like, oh, I have all these burdens. And, you know, you are looking towards your spirit guides, but you are looking towards your spirit guides. So this is definitely something, this is definitely a very mental alchemy. This is something that's going on within you spiritually, okay? So this is what I'm picking up on with this message, that this is kind of a spiritual type of process, a very spiritual dynamic, and a very mental, emotional as well, but mostly like a kind of like a spiritual and psychological kind of struggle a little bit. That's going on over here within you, okay? All right, Pisces, so this is the message that I have for you, and it looks like you are talking to your spirit guides, and you're asking for help, and you're asking for support. And with the Judgment card as the Major Arcana card, you know, it does look like they are kind of swooping in to help you over here and help guide you. So this is your message for October 2020. I hope this helped. I hope it resonates. Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel to see what we have going on over here. And I'll see you next time. Bye, Pisces.